Okay, I just want to test my voice against the music to kind of get a sense of how things sound. And so far, I don't know. Let me increase the volume. So far, I don't know. Let me increase the. So we just have the music just audible. I think like that is good, right? Maybe a little bit lower. We're just doing sound test. Well, if the music too loud, let me know, okay? Okay, I think that's good enough. All right, let's go. We shall go. If you cannot hear me, then you cannot hear me. All right. Now, if you're not already a subscriber to our. Okay, we're gonna start the chat. We're gonna start in just a few minutes, okay? We're gonna start in 1 minute. Let me put. So we're gonna have a bootloader, okay? We're gonna boot our app. So first, I'm going to stage, and then I'm going to create a commit message. Let's see if we can launch our application. Okay, let's put a smoother track. And all right, okay. So let's launch our Copilot agents. Yes. Remember, what we're doing is we are going to explore the Copilot CLI, which is that one here. So this is the new tool from Microsoft, and it kind of rivals Gemini. It rivals the Cloud Code and Codex, those kind of tools. I think, all right. So if you can't hear me well, let me know. All right. So now let's jump straight into it. Let me clear this. And our first comment is .NET Ratch run. I still want to do a sound check for my voice. All right. Just to see if I'm hearing myself correctly. Do a sound check for my voice. All right. Just to see if I'm hearing myself correctly. Do a sound check for my voice. All right. Just to see if I'm hearing. Okay. I think we're good. It's just the music that I wish was good. And that's it. Now we're just gonna take it. All right. You guys ready? I am ready. Okay. Enter. We launch our application. And this is our application so far. All right. Ready? Okay, let's go. Okay. I'm ready. I am ready. Okay. I guess I'm more interested in the music. I wish you could listen the track I'm listening to, but I'm ready to go. Let me put my glasses on. Kind of like this track. Let's look at our ideas that we had from last time. So this is gonna be a first thing to do. We're going to fix our ideas. So Your task is to handle the ideas controller. First, I want you to write some test cases for the CRUD just to make sure that our data is preserved and that whatever ideas that we type is actually there. Your task is to write test cases for the /idea feature. Because currently, issue, nothing is showing. Okay. Now I could debug it the proper way, but async, parallel kind of thing, so we can focus on the right stuff. So what ideas do we have in our software, right? We have, I want to type something here. Remember, this is the plan. We've set up all of this already, so we want to mark it in our agents. This is the agents that we have. We're going to have a better theme, but for now, I want to show you, right? This is our agents. We have the architect, we have the coder, we have the reviewer, we have the debugger, and we have the meta. The meta just kind of takes care of everything. See what the agents have done and kind of tracks them. Okay. Showcase is a showcase. So, where are we in our first ideas? Well, we're gonna boot the boot. We're gonna boot our system. Okay, bootloader. That's what we're gonna do. So what is the bootloader? Well, it's just going to initiate everything and grab our most important facts so that we start. Sounds like a simple statement, but it kind of makes sense. Remember, it's AI assisted development. The AI is not driving the car, we are the driver, okay? With that being said, let us go back in our code. So you're gonna see the workflow. So this is our, no, let's ask Gemini about kind of the idea. I'm going to say, okay, now we've done some work yesterday. So today is day 3. And the first idea I have is to have a bootloader. The bootloader will just take care of kind of grabbing all the most current facts based on work logs, based on pending tasks, uh, and other various points of data to give us a state of development. It's almost like a stand-up meeting that puts us up to date. Let's start simple with that idea. So this is my brainstorming kind of partner. I use Google Gemini just because I think Google Gemini is good with broad ideas. Okay. So now it's gonna tell us, okay, all right. So we don't wanna, okay. So no code yet. All we want is the basic concept just to kind of prime our brain so we know what is going on. Kind of to explore the concept itself. Start very simple. All right. So now let's go back to our, okay, it's gonna write the test cases for us. Okay. Now let's go to our architect. Okay. Load the architect agent. Your task is to give us an overview of what we worked on last time. Okay, now at this point, well, we need a documentation for Copilot. Well, let's go on Google, GitHub, Copilot, idea, docs. Okay, I think we have to put CLI in here. It's so early, there's nothing really about it. Maybe just on GitHub. All right, so it's telling us that it can modify and execute files, and this is the stuff it can do. You can say yes for one, you can approve it for the rest, you can give it permissions, and custom instructions. It supports, but we have to put in .github. Okay, so now let's look at the paths that it says we can use. User level, repository level. All right. Okay. Let's go first with agents, okay? And what does it say? So we're not gonna create an organizational yet. I'm kind of worried about the background noise. Let's see. I just want to explore. Oh, I don't know if pressing that button has screwed up something. Okay, all right. Let's build the agent. Okay, I'm going to say, mhm. Okay, first we need a clear button here. So that's the double escape. We don't have that. But let's see what agents do we have. No agents are listed. So I'm going to say, currently I've created a agents directory in our root, but it seems like the CLI is not picking it up. I think, can you set up the agents for us? Let's see what it says. In the meantime, reload. We have the test. We have a new test project. So just say this is our application. Let's check our agents. I think we're going to revamp our user interface. I don't like this design system. I think you can do better. Okay, so that's gonna be your task today. I'm going to say well, let's see if that has fixed the issue for us. Ideas. Let me just say hello, new, hello world, for good luck, hello world. Okay, there you go. Now if I refresh the page, I'll come back. It is still there. Now let's do another check. Let me stop the application. Let me start it again. And I want to see if I can see it again. Has it reloaded? Okay. So we're gonna start easy. We're gonna add a logo to our site. Okay. So how many controllers do we have right now? We have agents controller. Let's take a look at the code. Code is important. Just normal agents, right? We're getting an environment that does what? Well, if you don't understand, we ask Copilot to explain to us. It's a configuration, okay? And we inject that. I feel like people on the internet just love um, dark themes. So for that, I'm going to use a dark theme. It seems like people love dark themes here. Okay, so now we're gonna get an agent. So now we get our list of agents. Repo content root, repo root, agents path. Okay, so now we need to I wanted to use it for the CLI itself based on GitHub Copilot's principles. See, so I just want to see if it can pick that up. In the meantime here, okay, this one is not good with conversation, so we're gonna clear. We're gonna use more model. We're gonna use Gemini for that. This model is too dumb. Sorry to say that, but let's use our piece. Gonna enable it. Well, we're gonna use Gemini. And we're gonna give it the information that it needs to kind of help it. So read this URL and to learn how to create the agents. I have a /agent directory. Maybe you can use the information in there to actually create the agents for us. Can you do that? Let's see what it comes up with. In the meantime, we're gonna give it access to the internet. Now, new idea is, all right, let's see what Gemini has told us. Okay. So this is what we're working on. Okay. Where are we now? It's too broad, but we'll come back to. Okay. Meanwhile, let me look at my code. I have these controllers, docs, home, ideas. Let's look at this more complex one. And it gets a list of ideas. And this is our index page. It goes into our repository, right? We can go control click, which is a list of ideas here, which has content category created at. And that's it. An idea, okay? We just trim it to see, and if there's no text, else we just increase the ID idea, and return it as a JSON. And we do the same for updates and delete. Showcase is gonna be simple for now. The tasks is simple for now. So we're gonna work on our tasks right now. Now, only one model and agents. Here we go. This is what we needed. So it has created it for us. Let's see what we have. Find it interesting that Copilot is using Python to write things, and it's just going to from here to here. So let it do its thing. All right. Now let's expand upon the idea of it's a way to preserve. So let me put my you know what I think I'm gonna be honest. My title is not. Oh, it's been an hour. It's okay. Which configuration do we currently have here? All right. So our okay, it's telling us when I entered the slash command agents. Can we have it in our repo, those agents? Please do that for us. Move those agents into our repo so they are enabled for that repository. How do I call them or refer to them? I want to see. I say, so we found an issue. Okay. Okay, let's look at our GitHub Copilot chat agent. Okay, right now they are not listed. How do I set up agents in Copilot? All right, let's not worry about agents for now. It's slowing us down. Instead, we're just gonna vibe it. Sometimes vibing is important. So, especially, I need a hook into our CLI or a command. When I call it, you can directly inject an idea from a CLI session. So I can basically say, add a new entry to our idea that basically says, sometimes you have to actually go with the vibe, especially when the idea is not yet clearly defined. Let's see what it comes up with. Okay. Okay. Investigate why my old entries are no longer visible. It seems that they are cleared when the app stops. Does our database still have our old entries? Implement a SQLite database with entity framework. Update our minimum specification. For our database, we're going to use SQLite and entity framework. See? That's how we converse with it. Because now, show me the routes that I have in my application so far. Is this a bug? Okay, so Copilot tells me when I'm gonna refer to my agents, I have to do at architect. How do I call my agents? Um, create another agent while we're here called brain. All it does is it gathers insights about things like little, I would say, light bulb moments about nice ideas that we have, and basically um, we can just add to its knowledge body. Like, for example, the first idea that we have, or the first insight, which is different from an idea, we'll come back to that later. The first light bulb moment, you can give it another name if you'd like, is ah, sometimes the application documentation is important. Okay, now it's reading. It's gonna create the directory for us. Remember, we're just following um, protocols of .NET. Yeah. It's been an hour. It looks like we're not making progress, but we are, believe it or not. Um, all right, doing some push-ups. At 1 hour, we're gonna stop the stream. We're gonna start a new one, okay? So this was the setup, okay? So let's run this. We're doing the setup. So far this is the routes that we have, and this is our user interface. Okay, let's refresh. It's not running yet, so we'll have to make it run. Okay, let's wait a few seconds. You will see it soon. And there we go. Sometimes you actually have to go with the vibe, especially when the idea is not yet refined. So let's see if we have our new agent. Let's update our user interface. Let's say we also have a controller. Please update our user interface to reflect the new agents that we have. Okay. Let's do a test. So we are doing a combination of all right, let's see if we have that running. Refresh. We should get a second here. Nope. Well, let me actually just run it here. It's gonna restart. And we should get 4 agents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not yet. It's checking. It's gonna take a while. And then let's go here. And the brain. Here we go. We have our new agent, the brain. System prompt the brain. And it on that page, minimum font, 16 pixels for readability. Okay, now we're gonna have a docs directory. Okay, first, to save requests, we're going to do research outside of this, right? I'm going to have a research agent, and we're just gonna call it, okay, for a .NET application, what is a good system to document for documentation or wiki? Okay, and all right, let's refresh. There we go. Persistent test idea. Okay. Let me refresh. I do not want to have great. Okay. Those are our agents. What I don't like is we have this entire let's go with our here. I want to say this part. It's a novelty, but it's impeding our it's preventing us from actually Okay. I'm gonna use a 0x. I don't know if Mini or GPT. Well, since it says 5, I'm going to use that one. Okay, let's see what our Gemini has said. Proceed. And our first entry is okay. So this is the thing I hate. Let's look into that. We'll let Gemini do its thing. because we have like a bunch of styles and it's not working like we would want it. So I would like to create, like with Bootstrap, set of kind of tools. We can use that. We need a better design system, a better design language. Right now it's ugly. I want, before things get crazy, to review our CSS in all of our templates, in all of the common elements, all of the common divs and everything. We have one style for everything and make it like nice and modern and up to date so it looks really nice. Uh, not a lot, not animations or raise or entry animation. We just want clean CSS. Well, let's see what it has come up with. Let's refresh, and whatever it gives us, we'll accept it. That's so much better. You see that? That's so much better. So much better. We're gonna go out on our, what we're gonna tell it is basically this. We're gonna be like, hey, so for now, let's summarize our ideas. Let's find the condensed version of all the ideas that we have discussed here based on basic principles so that we have a state. Okay. Now let's check our page just to see if everything works fine. I don't think we need this. We don't need a bunch of browsers like that. And then let's restore. Let's .NET run watch. And let's see. Our app is running. Our application is running. And this is our splash screen. Right? We're gonna go back to bootloader very soon. These are ideas. New idea. I'm going to put them as a condensed form, and we'll see. Okay. Let me go to this. Okay. I'm gonna enter this in the general. I'm gonna save it. Okay. I'm saving it. We need a better rendering. Let's see what errors our application is doing. We have an idea here. Okay. So now we're going to analyze these. Persistent idea. We need a better styling for this. I think our ideas item, card title, first. Idea log. Okay, our first instruction is we're going to zoom in on and find templates. Okay, and styles associated with that. First, for every major element, we're going to give them a proper class or ID. And then we're going to make sure that every entry has a card so that we can better see them visually. Okay, so now let's go back to we're gonna clear this. Gemini is very good. Use all the tools available at our disposal. Now, we have our agents page. Let's check that, see what has come up with. So now we have a good overview of things. We have documentations. This is our project documentation. Okay. We have our tasks that is still not, that needs, so agent system update. We're going to show the link, okay, for task. Okay. I'm going to say, well, I'm going to copy task. Are you able to show me kind of like our logic for this? Okay. Now let's go back to our raw idea. All right. So let's clear this chat. It's no longer useful because this is also important. This is our design. So let's go back to our presentation. We're going to think about it this way, right? Let's think about it in that, uh, like this. We have this, okay? We have another one, and we have another one. Now this is input modalities. This is our, let's call it processing. And this is our output. Now, there are factors involved in each of these. Okay, let's have another one at the bottom here. Like that. Okay. And our goal is going to be simply, what are input modalities? Voice, text, image, code. Okay. Here, inference, language models, code. Inference, language models. Like, I have a mistake. It's okay. Output artifacts. Okay. Now, let's save that. I think first we have to think about a task management in general. Do we have a library that does that? So we, or do you recommend that we start from scratch? Okay. Now, okay, ideas. Okay, that's much better, right? Okay. On any user interface actions, currently there's a gray overlay that disappears after we refresh. Can you explain why and fix it? Now, what does remaining request mean? Okay, let's go to this. our delete button and our cards should not overlap with the timestamp. So make sure that it is clear. I could do it myself, but sometimes it's a matter of what is a priority. What other properties what other properties could we add to our task item to make it more useful? Not more complex, more useful. Much better. Okay. Oh, all right. New item in our showcase. I would like to add a new entry. Take over left panel where we see our entries, and our right is our view stage. So the next second slide, if you want to call it, same style, but it's just gonna say we'll be right back, and kind of has a entry and exit animation to make it interesting. And around it, it's going to be a fake snake game, but it's gonna be interesting. It's just a little ball that goes, and there's a line that's almost like a seeking kind of line that ties to our um, snake. And if it gets about 60% closer, it accelerates. The closer, the better the acceleration until it hits the object and poof, burst it, and then kind of changes to the color of the ball. So we'll have just the ball has a few colors, and when the snake has a different color, but the new ball always has a new color. And that's pretty much the game. Now, Control Tab. That's our model. I just realized that um, when we are doing the CLI, uh, there should be a, I think we have to think about primitive tools. What do I mean by that? Explain to me how the type status is a separate data type and why is that? So you see, we're doing actual engineering. Okay. In order to save tokens, we sometimes have to go slow so we can go fast. Now let's see what our it didn't do it well. So it did not do it well. So we're going to query our Gemini. Always, while this is loading, I think I'm just going to change the model here. I'm going to clear the conversation. This is what we need. I'm going to clear the conversation and I'm going to say model. I'm going to pick a 1x model and I'm going to paste that in. So we update our showcase UI to have a left panel to navigate between mini apps. Okay. Now let's go to our, see? Okay, what it has come up with. So instead of using a string where you could type anything, done, done, finish, complete, you define a strict list of things here, right? So no typos. And when you write the code, the list will show. And the logic is easier. If status is equal to, then status is equal to done, right? Okay. Now we kind of say, what else could we need? Think of the UI too, but also data structure. What else? We want to keep it simple but useful. Okay. Uh, just to let you know, I'm gonna take a break for like half an hour to eat. And I don't know. Okay. Now I'm gonna take a break for half an hour. I don't know if I should stop the stream and start again or if I just let it ride. So if I'm gonna take a break, I don't know if I should let it ride or if I should stop the stream and start again.